Hi everybody, Jake here for FMSCOUT, and we're back today with another Wonderkid to Superstar episode, and it's one I'm very excited for. We're looking at a left back who can be approached to sign, so you can get him technically for free other than compensation costs and that kind of thing. And genuinely, within a few years in this save, this guy goes from being a Wonderkid with potential to a world-class left back. He is awesome. So as always, I'll show you the player in a minute, we'll simulate his career, see how he gets on, and see the kind of player that you guys could pick up for such a small sum in Football Manager 21. But before we do, I'd like to ask you guys, if you haven't, then hit the like button. It lets us know that you enjoy this kind of content and helps with video performance too, so on our side that's obviously a great bonus. Feel free to drop a comment. Do you think there's any better Wonderkid left backs than this for the kind of value? Of course you've got your Nuno Mendes's out there, but for the price that you can get this guy for, do you think that there is much better out there? And finally, if you haven't already, then hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell on the FMSCOUT channel so don't miss out on any of our uploads. So let's run the intro and get straight into looking at this awesome Wonderkid left back. Okay everybody, so this player will hopefully be in a lot of your guys' saves. You don't have to have a crazy league loaded to find him. It's just the Italian Serie A, where if we go and have a look at Atalanta, you'll find an Italian left back in their squad called Matteo Ruggieri. Now this 18-year-old left back is very good in the attacking sense straight off the bat, so this is what you get when you look at him. Also, don't judge the potential stars here, that doesn't really matter. That's in comparison to the other players in this team, and I can tell you that later on in the simulation, these star ratings change a lot to the point where he's on the very high end of these star ratings. Now, I'll let you know, if you don't want to see his potential range, look away now. I'll put it in the corner of the screen. So that's his potential range. As you can see, if his potential is set to the minimum in your saves, you're still going to get a pretty good player, because even him on his own, for the price you can pay for him right now, is still good value. But at the higher end of that range, you're going to be looking at a top end player. Now, looking at him straight away, I'll try and keep this video as quick as possible. Left-footed left back, better in the attacking sense than the defending sense. Physically, he's pretty standard, nothing too stand out there. Good natural fitness, which is always a great start. He's got a resolute personality, and I loaded up 2 saves, and it was the same there in both saves. Mentally as well, he's got a really good set of all-round mental attributes that should help him in his development in your guys' saves. And then finally, technically, is where he does have some standout attributes, particularly in the crossing department, in the putting the ball in the box area, with 13 technique, 11 passing, 14 crossing, 13 corners, 12 first touch. You get the idea. A lot of nice attributes on this guy, and he is a very good prospect. Now, we've already brought him over to Inter Milan, but at Atalanta, he is wanted by a lot of clubs at the start. At least in the couple saves I loaded up, he was wanted by a lot of clubs. Similar to Andrea Pepetti, he can be approached to sign, but you will have to beat out the other teams that want him. But offer him a decent deal, and I'm sure you can get your hands on him. I believe if you approach to sign, it said it would cost 1 million and then a possible future 1 million in compensation fees. But for the player you're getting, you really can't go wrong. I did try and offer him the same amount that you would pay in compensation straight up, and they didn't want it. So it seems that the approach to sign is the way to go. He was eager to discuss terms with us. Yes, we are Inter Milan. We're a fairly big club. I would imagine if you're Stevenage, you're not going to get this guy. But if you're a club in the top 5 leagues who are going to offer him game time, he might very well join you. So other than that, he's got a few cons if you want to look at. They're not that big of a deal, basically. He's going to work on that across his career and he'll get much better. But now we're going to simulate a couple years ahead, and then afterwards we'll take a further jump to the end of the simulation to see how he's got on. So that is Matteo Ruggieri. If you are interested, when the season starts, I put him on double intensity, and we are working on his defensive position to start off with, because that is where he is lacking in the defensive areas. But I'm using him in not a special tactic, just a standard 4-2-3-1 gegenpress preset, so we're not going to try and force it and get some amazing results out of him. This is just genuinely what you guys would get. Use the preset, and I swap the wing back to a fullback on the attack. No additional instructions, that's it. Hopefully he does a good job, and I can tell you that he actually does. So I'll simulate a few years ahead now, and we'll go and check out how he's got on. Okay everybody, so here we are 2 years in the future, 2023. Our Inter Milan team is doing very well. Still, I haven't brought in any players. I've just let the director of football do all that stuff. And Matteo Ruggieri has done awesome. So let's go and take a look at him. Now valued at £35 million. These are his attributes. Now do bear in mind, as I did mention, his potential is on the higher end. So for him to reach that potential in the few years of his development that he had between 18 and 20, he took quite a big jump as the game was trying to basically catch him up to reach that area. But this is the kind of player you'd be looking at about 2 years in. He's not at full potential here either. He's about midway in his potential range right now in terms of current ability, and he looks awesome in this left back position. He is very good physically, now a very pacey player. He's really developed his acceleration, pace and stamina in between them 18 and 20 years. He's also also got a bit taller, stronger, as you would expect. He is labelled as a wonder kid. I'm not sure if that was already there earlier. Mentally, he's still done very well. As you can see, all the work we did on his positioning has paid off, as well as decision making. The other additional focus that we did use was his speed, and that's why his speed has developed so much. And his technicals have kind of stayed the same, but got a little bit better. For example, the 14 crossing is now 15, technique is now 15, that kind of thing. We'll have a great look at how his attributes did develop over time later. But this is what he looks like right now, 2 years in. Valued at £35 million, ranked as a squad player in terms of his contract, but in terms of star rating, he is an important player who could still improve. Cons-wise, the only thing that he's really struggling with is adapting into the dressing room and needs to be better at heading, but at the end of the day, that's not that big of a deal. He's now played 3 seasons. If I said 2 earlier, then I meant 3. And we can see he's done very well, an average of 7+ in all of his seasons, which is great. And he's actually done particularly well in these last 2. He's hit over a 7.2 average match rating, getting roughly the same in the last 2 seasons, getting plenty of assists, goals, and player of the match awards across the board. So he's done very well in this Inter Milan side, who have been doing very well overall. So hopefully at the end of the video, when we look at his landmarks, he'll have won a lot of trophies. But yeah, this is what you're looking at. What a great player, even if he never got any better than this, for a £1 million approach to sign investment. Definitely worth the money. Even if you're not going to use him straight away, you can develop him in your youth team or loan him out so he's a bit better in the future. But what a guy this guy is. Still no caps for the Italian national team, so we'll see how he gets on in his 5th season, and that is the end of his simulation where he will have reached his maximum potential. So I'll see you there, guys. Okay, so we're at the end of 2025, the end of his simulation. Inter Milan again have smashed the league as one of the best teams in the league with still pretty much the same core squad. Now if we go and have a look at Matteo Ruggeri, he has developed even further since we've last looked at him. Before we go and have a look at all of his attributes in detail, I'd just like to ask you guys, if you haven't already, then feel free to check in the description for the link to my own channel. We have a save going on over there with Lil at the minute, and a lot of you guys are really enjoying it when you come over and check it out. If we can hit 2,200 subscribers, that'll be awesome. We're getting very close now. We only need like another 15 or something. So if you want to come check that out, that would mean a lot. But here we are, Matteo Ruggeri, 22 years old, 2025, a star player for our Inter Milan side, and has a very big contract now. An important player, earning £275,000 a week and valued at £56 million. If someone was to come in for him, you can imagine Inter Milan here are going to get 80 million plus for this guy, who was an approach to signing at the start of his save, and the whole time he's been performing for the club straight off the bat. We didn't need 5 years of development before he was good enough for the first team. He was doing great. Now got 12 caps to the Italian national team, as well as all of them under 21 caps that he got. At 22 years old, he is a very good fullback, particularly in the attacking sense. Physically, as we already knew, he is a very good physical left back in terms of his speed, but overall physically he is pretty much flawless. He's got very high ratings in terms of the speed things, but on top of that, strength, jumping reach and balance all at a very good level will really help this guy out. Mentally, again, he's got great all-round attributes. Yes, he's not got the most flair, but who really cares for a left back? Anticipation, composure, decisions, concentration, off the ball position, you get the idea. He can defend as well now, and that is very useful. He is such a great player, and then technically is obviously where he has been shining the whole time. Would have been nice to see a bit more developments in that area, but it seems the developments have more gone into the mental and physical side. But if you guys trained it, I'm sure you could get this crossing up to 17, 18, whatever it is. But with 16 crossing and 15 technique, he's going to be getting a lot of assists on that left side when he bombs forward. So there are his attributes. If we go and have a look at development, and we'll have a look at his attribute growth since 20 years old, you can see not that much happened between 20 and 22, considering it was a 2-year difference. But then if we go to all time, he had a lot of growth in them first few years. Really, for a 5-year simulation, you often see more development than this, but it just goes to show how good of a base set of attributes this guy has. There's a reason all of the clubs are fighting for him at the start of a save, but we particularly worked on the defensive side of his game just to get it up to scratch so that he doesn't really have a flaw, and I'm glad that we did that. We could definitely have just improved his crossing and made him an all-out and attacking left back, but I'm happy with what we did with him here. He's a great player, and if we have a look at his final couple of seasons, he's got even better for Inter Milan. I mean, he was on a 7.26 average match rating as his best when he was 20 years old. In the 2 seasons after that, he's hit 7.33 consistently, getting player of the match awards, plenty of assists, and even chipping in with a few goals. So it's been a great career for Matteo Ruggeri, considering how cheap and easy he is to pick up at the start of your saves. He's not hard to find, he's not going to cost you much, and he is an awesome player. But finally, in this video, let's go and have a look at his milestones and see how he's done. Awards wise, has he won anything individually? And actually, if we go and have a look, in 2 seasons he's actually won the best player in Serie A. So out of all the players in the Serie A, he has won best player. You can see countless individual awards for this guy. He's done awesome, and then competition wise, as we already know, this Inter team was doing very well. Lots of Italian cups, Italian leagues, that kind of thing. What a player this guy is. I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below. Rate him out of 10. What do you think of him? Yes, you might be able to get a better left back for 50, 60 million pounds, whatever it is at the start of a save. But for the price that you can get this guy for, the accessibility, I think he must be up there for me as an 8 plus. So I'm going to say an 8 out of 10 for Matteo Ruggeri, a top left back, one of the best options in the game, maybe the best option in the game in that position for that price. Let me know what you think. And that'll be the end of today's video, guys. So if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to check out my channel, linked in the description. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the FMSCOUT channel and ring the notification bell. Hopefully you guys do still enjoy these Wonderkids Superstar episodes. You seem to really respond to it. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.